Back again, folks. Welcome to Mountain Bike Q&A. I'm your host, Johnny U. That just sounds weird to say. I'm a host. Gosh darn it. And you guys are tuning in to watch me. No, you're not. You're here to watch my guests. Before we bring them on, I want to look at that jacked up finger, man. I just keep pointing and it's horrible. Remember, folks, I just want to remind you guys that I am also on Spotify. Oh, hi. Y'all know that my train derailed just then. I want to thank you all for joining. It's a pleasure to see. Gosh, we got so many people in the chat right now. But I do want to thank some people before we start. I want to thank Josh over there at the Mountain Biking Life for sending some stickers. Holy cow, look at this. And SoCal Mountain Biking Adventures. You guys are, I've got so many stickers from the ride and shine thing. I gotta put them up here. It's going to take me a minute. Life gets crazy. Also today I have received in the mail my Generation MTB t-shirt that I bought. Look at that logo. That is fantastic, folks. Get over to Generation MTB on the Instagram, so you can follow their link. Look at that. It's a beautiful shirt. Come on. All right. I am exhausted now. That just whooped me. Just thanking everybody. But we've got some time, and this guy's put some time aside for us. I'm really excited about having this guy because I've seen him on the chats for, the segment and the Colorado Kid and other people's chats, and I've seen his work. I like it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like his stuff. I like his style. He's a great guy. Shut up, Johnny. Just bring him on, folks. Let's bring on Steve, Spokesman MTB.
Howdy.
Yay.
How are you?
I'm doing great, man. I love how we act like we've never met.
Yeah, exactly. Totally haven't talked to you for a while. Hey,
how you doing, man? I appreciate you.
I'm good. Thank you. I appreciate you too. Thanks so much, Johnny, for having me on the show.
Oh gosh, just stop that.
You got a great thing going on here, and to be a part of it is it's a thrill, man.
No, this is about you. Stop it.
It's about us. It's about mountain biking. It's about
the fact that you don't do a podcast and you have a better setup than I do.
This is just where I wrench on things.
I'm gonna use my pillow as a sponge to soak up my tears tonight. Let's bring on some of the people here in the chat real quick.
Yeah.
MTB Nick. Yo. What's going on, brother?
How you doing, Nick?
Thank you so much. Mia, Women's Mountain Bike Network.
Mia.
Do you know her?
Yeah, I do. We met at Sedona, and we were both on the segment podcast together. And I was kind of the backup singer, and she was the star of the show. Mia is doing amazing things. Women's MTB Network is prolific. It's doing wonderful things for the sport and for ladies in the sport. Nothing but applause.
No, I love her. I call her my sister from another mister.
She's not a green screen.
What's that?
She said that's not a green screen.
No, he is set up. That is where he fixes his bike. Who's this guy? Adam somebody. MTB Rad Dad. Who's the spokesman?
Yeah, Rad Dad. How you doing, bro?
Love that kid. I got to ride with him out there at Sky Park.
Adam is freaking awesome. I got to ride with him at Dead Horse Ranch in Sedona. He's a good rider.
No,
boy's got skill.
It was one of those where, because I'm from South Florida and I'm going down a mountain at Sky Park, and I'm just go ahead. Just go ahead.
Like
and he was already down. I think he was already had a burger in his hand when I got down there. No, B&E MTB, you are not early. You are on time.
You are on time.
You're Brian and Aaron, MTB. Let's get some other. Where's Seth?
There's Seth. He was here. Is he here now? I'm confused.
I don't know if he's still here. Oh, gosh. Who else do we got in here? Folks, ladies and gentlemen, this guy's always the first one, like days
always.
Trail Pam.
How you doing, bro? It's really good to see you.
This guy is incredible. Look at that background and that bike. Loving that Yeti. Okay, so enough of these people. Let's talk about you. First off, doing good? You feeling good?
I'm feeling great. I'm actually coming down off of a really strong month. I was doing a big ride last Saturday, and I'm just looking for local stuff because I'm fairly new to Durango. We moved here January 1st, and all the trails are kind of new, and so I'm looking for new stuff, and I'm climbing this dirt road to do a big downhill, and I looking at my Garmin. I'm like, oh my God, I'm at 10,000 feet. Jeez. Wait a minute. This is the, I think, third consecutive weekend that I've ridden up to 10,000 feet. And it's slowly killing me. And B, if you had put me on a bike in March or April, I would not have been able to do it. I've been having a really good summer, and I'm feeling really great right now. So I feel more conditioned than I have in years, and I'm feeling good. Thank you.
Thank you.
What are they saying? Thank you.
No, you're doing this guy. Okay. Yes. Hello, Steve Johnny. 10,000 feet. That we'll get to that because I had a question about that.
Yeah.
So you're in Durango now, but you hail from
San Jose, California, born and raised. Well, born in Mountain View, but they're right next to each other. So yeah, Silicon Valley. Born and raised, and rode my bike all over. Didn't get my driver's license until I was 26. Not for any weird reason. It's just I never did. And rode my bike everywhere. I was putting 10,000 miles a year on my bike when I was young. And eventually, you grow up and you need a car. So I took care of that. But growing up out in the mountain biking Mecca state, if you will, or the birthplace of mountain biking, was mountain biking your first thing, or you, like all of us, you had a BMX bike and then moved on? When I started riding, mountain bikes weren't invented yet. People weren't even doing the repack. That they weren't even doctoring up cruisers and going off road. It was road bikes and it was BMX, and I was a kid, so I rode BMX. I was lucky to grow up across the street from a fairly prolific motocross family who shall remain nameless. And we just rode. You can't ride motorcycles on suburban streets in Silicon Valley. So we tore up the neighborhood on our BMX bikes. And so I've been riding since I was yay tall. I mean, it's a great life.
You had a cinder block with a 2x4.
Totally.
Oh
yeah. Everybody busted up a chin on the sidewalk at least once.
Oh yeah. Biting a hole through your tongue with your teeth.
Yep. Been there.
How old, if you don't mind, how old are you?
I am 54.
Oh, okay. You got a couple years on me. So good.
Yeah. You young whippersnapper.
I'm 50. I'll be 52 in a couple months. So we can talk about Fractured Rider, Jarno.
Fractured.
3 a.m. Love this guy. Sorry, I didn't mean
that's dedication, man.
Chat, but thank you, Jarno, man.
Right
Your
on.
stuff is incredible, and I feel like I want to go to Finland.
I'll tell you, Mia. Mia mentioned that I need an e-bike friend, and excuse me, an e-bike is in my future, but I'm putting it off as long as I possibly can because, first of all, I'm used to riding non-e-bikes, and I'm scared of that transition because once I go, I'm not coming back. I know me. So no, I've been there.
Yeah, I've been to the top of that mountain with the YT Decoy Core 4 and out in Sky Park, and luckily, I don't have that kind of money just sitting around.
Right.
But man, and you can't ride them on most of the trails down here. You're not allowed to ride e-bikes down here.
I think that's a big barrier to entry. E-bikes they're gaining in popularity, and I understand the discomfort and the fear when they were fairly new several years ago, but they've really worked their way into the diaspora, and we're looking at a large a group of trail networks across the country that just don't allow them. And they're not more dangerous. They're not bad for the trails. They don't affect the trails in any way that a mountain bike doesn't.
Yeah.
And so I don't see a reason to ban them. And I'm hoping that works its way out. I'm hoping that they become more accepted by the
Especially
park
down
services and what
here.
have you. Is that
No,
right?
Yeah, no, because you only go as fast as you pedal here. Like if you don't
Yeah.
pedal, you don't ride. You pedal the entire trail, and I think that would be incredible to have.
It'd be amazing.
Backing up, childhood.
Yeah.
Did you guys have trails or places, dirt areas to ride those BMXs?
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah, we made our own. We had our races around the block, and all the kids got together and built ramps and berms and tore up front yards, and we'll cut through Mr. Evans's lawn, and then we'll go through the Nelson's flower bed, and it's okay. They're probably going to pull all those out pretty soon anyway. Then we'll dodge between the two pine trees, go around the corner, hit the pine tree berm, and then it's a straightaway, and we didn't even care. And a lot of us got in some pretty big trouble every once in a while, but hey, that's how you make memories, right?
I love, and I was thinking about that. You have a blog, and I was reading it today, and it brought back so many memories.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And I was talking about it with who's on the bottom of the screen right now, Brian from Brian on a Bike. Unless that's Aaron. We had places called the Gorge.
Oh,
it was areas where now there are houses built there.
Yeah.
But it was the Gorge. It was just like you pedal, and there was like a 7 or 8 foot just up and jump to flat. But before you got there, you had what we called the whoop-de-doos.
Yeah. Oh, totally. We had whoopties. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
big time.
God. You had whoopties. We had Dead Man's Hill. And now you look at it and you're like, you can walk down it, walk up, and it's all eroded. But even still, I went back when I was older. I mean, did any of that stuff still exist when you lived there, or it's been
I think the only thing that's still there is a berm that was at the end of a block where there were no houses facing the street because it was at the end of the block. And so it was the sides of houses. And so on the other side of their fence, on the street side, there was a big dirt area where we always had berms and everybody would ride up on it. And that is still there. Everything else is a front yard. And so people have torn it out and rebuilt dozens of times in the last 50 years.
So you haven't, you like those places, they weren't like, you literally went through people's yards and stuff.
Yeah. You cannot go home again. Yeah. I mean, the local trails in the mountains are still there. And I started riding those in like middle school and high school. But when I was a little kid, none of that stuff is left. But
you lived out there. I want to tell you, there is so much to talk to you about. It's ridiculous.
All right, 2-hour show. We can. No, I'm kidding.
We'll keep it. We'll keep. Maybe it'll be a continuation one day.
Sure.
There's so much because you've been on a bike. You say for like 40 some years. You're like me. Always had a bike.
All my life. All my life. Go ahead.
I was going to say, do you remember all the bikes, or do you?
I do. And I mean, I started out on Huffies, like Kmart Huffies, and just, beat the crap out of them, which really wasn't that hard to do. They kind of fell apart on their own. Yeah. But I graduated up to an old Peugeot mountain bike, which was my first mountain bike. I was probably, 17 years old, maybe, when I did that. And Bridgestone, I had that just out of college. My old Peugeot. My Bridgestone MB5, I did my first Sea Otter. Sea Otter was 5 years old, and I did my first Sea Otter on that bike.
Wow.
And practically destroyed the bike in the race. I mean, I completely outrode the bike.
Yeah, you said you tacoed
the front wheel, went over the bars, destroyed the seat. The seat was all janked out, and I couldn't sit on it anymore. And my right clipless pedal, I was working at Performance Bike Shop at the time. And I got a pair of Performance Bike Shop pedals, and the right one stopped working halfway through the race. So I had one pedal, I had no seat, and then my front wheel was tacoed, and I had to like bend it over my knee and straighten it out, and then get it back in the fork because it hadn't gone flat. And it was, doing this all the way down for the last like 4 or 5 miles of the ride. There was a section at the end of the Sea Otter where you had these 3 successive big drops with railroad ties, and everybody would crowd around right at the end. So everybody came over from the campgrounds, and everybody would cheer and stuff. And I came down this thing with no front brakes and my front wheel just squirreling all over. And I said, "Get out of the way, get out. I'm pointing at the bottom. I'm like, get out of the way. And everybody clears out. And I made the turn and everybody just cheered. And I'm like, I am a god.
That's funny.
Can't do that anymore.
But you've gone from like bikes. Like I like bikes, and I've always had a bike since I was a kid. And I don't remember a time. There was a little bit of time when I first moved to Florida, I didn't have a bike. But like you liked bikes so much, you started working at bike shops.
Mm-hmm.
And just not even driving a car. I love bikes. It's a party.
Yeah. I worked at the bike shop in Honolulu. I worked at what was called Foxworthy Bike Shop in San Jose. It's now called Highland Family Bicycles. Great local shop. I worked at Performance for a while. It was a bit of a corporate kind of thing. And in Portland, Oregon, I worked at Bike and Hike. It's not around anymore. It makes me real sad that it's not around there. They were the best shop in town. And I was riding my bike to work every day in the rain, in the snow. And just, you make it work. And it was always a pleasure. Every time I got to work, I might have been covered with frost or just soaking wet. And I didn't care because I just got off my bike and I was just happy.
Yeah.
It's something that really only has the ability to uplift is riding a bike. It only makes your life better.
Hold on, I'm going to quote that and put it on a t-shirt. Hold on. No, but I think it's great that like you felt something on that bike and then you pursued it and just kept
it's emotional.
going with it.
Yeah.
It was like part of you. It was your life to the point where you started racing.
Yeah. I mean, I always knew I wanted to race, but I never had the endurance and I never had the money. Because, when I was young, I didn't have a car. And so my buddy Jim Robinson, I miss that guy. He talked me into racing my first Sea Otter. And he actually said, I will put your bike in my van and I will drive down there and I will make you race. I'm like, okay, let's do it. And he made me do it. And that was the year I messed up my wheel. And it was a banner year. I mean, it really kicked it off. I did the Sea Otter for 10 or 11 years in a row after that. That was my first year. And the last year I did it, oh boy, it was a different race. I mean, age affects your ability. It just does. Yeah. But it was always fun. I did. Go ahead.
How many times have you done Sea Otter?
10 or 11 times in a row.
Wow.
Yeah. And always as a beginner. I did sport 1 year, I think, back when sport was a category, and did very poorly. I've never been a good racer.
Not a good racer. Is it the pressure of racing or just?
Yeah. I mean, even running cross country and track in high school, like starting, I'm out of the gate, and I'm just bam, like nothing but motion blur. And, and then, I exhaust all that energy and then I'm a train wreck for the rest of the ride. So, I'm not built for racing. I'm built for going out and enjoying the mountains and having a good day.
Now, do you remember the first time you did that? Do you remember hitting the trail on a mountain bike as opposed to just going and pedaling and doing the neighborhood 2x4 in a cinder block?
The first ride that I ever did was on St. Joseph's Hill in Los Gatos, California, with my friend Dave, who's no longer with us. And I climbed the hill. I think, I did it on my mountain bike. I did it on that old Peugeot. And I climbed the hill and we went down this little section of single track that's now closed to mountain bikes. It's now hikers only. And it is the funnest little section. It's all technical and stuff, and you got to really know what you're doing. And on this side of the hill is just a mountain, and on this side is just sky.
Wow.
And it's just a drop. And I was scared to death.
Nope. Not.
And it was scary as hell, but it was so much fun. And when I got to the bottom of the trail, I just wanted to go up and do it again. It is a drug. I just can't get enough of it. It's so much fun.
Yeah, I've ridden bike, and before I started doing trails, I was riding a bike, and I had a Cannondale M300. It was like a hybrid.
I remember those. Yeah,
slicks, the stem that you could adjust. And I spent I used my credit card. I didn't have the money at the time. I love credit cards back when you're poor.
Oh yeah.
This is what I love about being older. You have the money to do the fun stuff now.
Your life is balanced, right?
I could buy the expensive toys. But I remember having that bike, and I was a lot younger and thinner. I was riding like 40 miles a day with that bike. And a buddy of mine that I started working with, he goes, have you mountain biked? And I was like, there's no mountains here. No, but you got to come see these
in
trails.
the name.
And it was pure rigid. Folks, you can actually ride a mountain bike without suspension.
Yeah.
You're lazy.
Did it for years.
Go to bed.
Back when mountain bikes had essentially road bike geometry and the head tubes were really steep.
Oh my God,
and the wheels were smaller, and
and we had
you run over a ladybug and it throws you over the bars.
I remember going on my rigid and just going, this is so challenging. This is so different. Like, was that like kind of your feeling when you first did it? You were just like, wait a minute. What?
It was definitely challenging. It was something I'd never done before, just like skiing for the first time. I knew I was bad at it, but I knew I liked it. And so I came back for more. And unlike skiing, I could ride almost the entire year in San Jose.
Yeah.
So, and I did.
Yeah.
It was a good place to grow up.
It was so addicting. I remember I took that Cannondale, got a different stem, and I got a RockShox. God, I forget 80 millimeters of travel.
Ooh, high roller.
Oh man. But back then,
yeah, that's a lot.
7 years ago.
No, I remember.
Do you remember? You remember those? And I loved your picture of your straps on the pedals.
The toe clips. I mean, that is such a topic right now. Like, what do they call clipped pedals, clipless pedals? Well, there's a history there, and they used to have actual straps on them, and those were toe clips. that held your foot in place with a cage, and you slid your foot into it and tightened it down, and that's how you rode a bike. And when they got rid of those were clipless. But they're so old. Those are like 2.5, 3 generations ago. And no one knows what they are. So, maybe I'll do a video about that, because I'll have to find a museum that has toe clips.
I love, and people were like, how do you get your foot in and out? And your foot would fall out sometimes.
Sometimes you didn't get your foot out. Yeah,
exactly. But then you would do the almost smack it with your foot. You smack and slide, or your foot came out and you smack, slide real quick. It was like 1-2 action.
Totally, dude.
Oh, I love it. Trail Pimps, the RockShox Judy.
Yeah. Oh, the Judys. Those were high end. Those were the really nice ones when they came out. I was working at shops right before the Judy came out, during the launch of the Judy. And I don't even remember what they were called before that. The Judy was a big corner turn for RockShox. That was a big product for them.
Is that what I had? I can't remember. It was white with red decals.
Oh, geez.
Oh my God. I got to look that up.
Yeah.
Seth is like squish or bust. Okay. Mountain bike rad dad likes to ride gravel bikes on a single track. Good for you, man.
Oh yeah, totally, dude.
Better you than me.
I skipped the gravel bike craze and I bought myself a hardtail instead. I got myself a Santa Cruz Highball, and it rides like a road bike, but on the trails. Like it's a ridiculously steep cross country frame, and it rides fast. I blew all the doors off my PRs as soon as I started riding that bike, because it weighs 20 pounds, and it's a pleasure to ride, but you can't ride it everywhere.
Yeah.
The first time I rode it out here, I went over the bars because it's so steep.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen. We'll get to this, but yeah, I've been riding hard. I just now got full suspension. Just now, because I was like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I can ride hardtail down. But our age,
yeah,
my body doesn't hurt as much when I'm done riding.
It makes a difference.
Oh,
I mean, not only does it give you more control on the trails and keeps your tires on the dirt longer and gives you better traction, but along with all the other, modernizations of mountain bike culture, but it also, it's just easier on your body. You can ride longer. You can have longer days. You can spend an entire day from open to close at a bike park because you're riding a full suspension bike.
Yeah.
It can do things that hardtails can't.
Yeah. Save me from being hurt the next day. I got a bad back.
Good.
I don't know if you hear these guys, folks, in the comment section, or if you're listening on Spotify, if you hear little tapping, there's my dogs walking around. They got the clickers, yada, yada, yada.
Seth's rocking a Judy still. Look at that.
Yeah, he's still rocking.
A monster.
I had a Judy on my Specialized.
Nice.
He's got a hardtail. Yeah. So you lived your life out there. Let's back up big time.
All right.
Family, wife, kids, home out there. What? Talk to me.
You mean in Colorado or in California?
Well, wherever do you have them?
Yes, I went out and got a beautiful wife. And
got me a wife.
Yeah. My wife Lynn is in the house, kicking back, watching the show with my son Dennis. I've got a daughter Sarah and a daughter Jessica and a son Alexander. I've got 4 kids, and Dennis is the only one left at home. He's 14 years old. He's the best kid in the world, except for my other 3 kids. I don't know how to say that right, but
watching.
Yeah. And I love my kids. I love my kids to the ends of the earth. And Dennis, the mountain bike bug hasn't bit him the same way it bit me. No. And so I respect that. But he is kind to me. He's a good son. Every Father's Day, he goes on a ride with me, and it just fills my heart with joy.
Love that.
It's the best.
That. So you started a family out there.
Yep.
You lived out there your whole life until now? What
I mean, I was in Silicon Valley. I went to college at Portland State University in Portland, Oregon. I lived there for 5 years. And I lived in Hawaii for a year, right at the end of my teens, right after high school. I had an opportunity to go out there. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Hawaii.
And I got to ride mountain and road all over Oahu and loved it. And
love Hawaii.
Oh, I love Hawaii. Oh boy. But yeah, I about 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, I jumped in the 4Runner and I threw my bike on the back, and I told my wife I'm gonna go on a 3-week road trip just by myself. I'm gonna sleep in my truck and I'm gonna ride trails. And I went down to San Diego, went across to Bisbee, Arizona, where I lived briefly, and went up through Tucson, saw my cousin, and went around up through this town called Durango that I'd read about in magazines because that's where this guy Ned Overend was from. He's one of my heroes growing up.
Really?
And I had posters of Ned on my wall when I was a kid. And he was from this town, Durango, in Colorado. Like, this might as well be a different continent, And I'm like, I got to drive through Durango, whatever. Stopped here for 2 nights, rode 2 days, and it was the only stop on the trip. And I went to a lot of great places that I wanted to come back to.
Wow.
So I came back with my wife. She said, "Oh, I kind of get it. Yeah, this is nice." And then the opportunity afforded itself right when COVID was ending, and we had the opportunity to move out here, and we did.
Nice.
And I think I'm the happiest person in the world. Like, is that a clinical diagnosis? I think it might be.
No, I believe that I am.
Yeah.
I have the spokesman on my podcast right now.
You.
Oh, stop. Mia brings up a great point. I was just about to ask you this. Can you tell me the tricks on telling your wife that you're taking off for 3 weeks?
Okay, that's a good question.
How does this happen? How does work allow you to? We haven't gotten to what you do for a living, or are you self-employed, or?
I was self-employed for a long time. I came up in graphic design. That's what I pursued in college. And I went into print and publishing back when desktop publishing was a thing. And, wow, the future is amazing. And moved into web publishing, which gave me experience with on-screen graphics, and moved into RGB color space instead of CMYK, which is print to screen. And went into editing and 3D modeling and animation and graphic design and broadcast, did a whole bunch of editing, worked for the local NBC affiliate in San Jose, KNTV. And and did a whole bunch of work there. Worked for Intel for 10 years, worked for
Wow.
NVIDIA, and just a whole mess of really high profile tech firms in Silicon Valley, and made a career out of it. Freelanced for about 6 years of that and did okay.
Nice.
But there's pitfalls. It's a risky place to be freelancing. So, I started getting corporate jobs, and they were a lot less creative, but a lot more stable. And I'm still working for one of them, and I'm working remote out here, and very, very happy and lucky to be where I am.
So back to, how do you convince family? Oh,
yes.
By the way, I'm going to leave you guys for 3 weeks. I need to do some self-discovery or.
So I had been laid off of NVIDIA for about 2 months. And I think the key, okay, don't tell anybody.
Don't tell my wife. She's not watching. She's somewhere else.
The key is to really need to go, to like drive your family crazy. So I think they've had it with me. They're like, this guy's just milling around the house, like applying for jobs, and he doesn't do anything else. And
you need to get out of the house.
Yeah, they're like, oh, honey, I think I'll go for a road trip. I think I'll go ride my bike on the road. Okay,
go.
Yeah,
honey,
no, good.
Do what you got to do. I
Send
got
postcards or something. Yeah, and yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say most of your kids left.
Mia, I love you.
Oh,
yeah, so my kids, my daughter Sarah and my son Dennis were still in the house at that time, and they're both very adult kids. They're very mature kids, and so it's not hard to take care of them. They're terrific, and my wife totally picked up the ball and ran with it and took care of everything. Love you, Lynn. She is in every sense of the word my other half. She's the best person I know. And so yeah, she made it work for me to be able to do this, and it changed my life. It changed everybody in my family's life.
Oh wow!
For the better.
Lynn, call my wife, please, and my boss. Actually, if I could take 3 weeks. Awesome.
You want me to talk to him?
Quit my job. Kind of like health benefits.
Yeah. Right.
So during this trip, you went on like over 4,000 miles. You drove.
Yeah, it was a long trip. Went all the way up through. I went to Winter Park in Colorado and rode Trestle, which was amazing. First bike park I'd ever been to.
Yeah.
Met a guy just randomly on the trail there that I'm still friends with. We're in touch constantly. Yeah, this sport connects people in a way that I've never seen before. I raced road. I did triathlons. I did running races and half marathons and blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
And mountain biking is the one place where everything is centered and everybody's there for the same reason, which is just to have a good time.
Yeah.
What
they like to say out in California, the stoke.
Yeah, totally, dude.
It's all about the stoke. It really, like we were talking earlier, there's no competition. We're all just having fun.
Yeah.
We're people on bikes.
When I first decided to move to Colorado, I was texting or sending messages out on Reddit to the Colorado subreddit. And I was saying, like, I know that Colorado's a purple state, and I just like to know how people feel about, Native Americans and minorities and political parties and opinions and blah, blah, blah. And the only replies I got back, because I didn't know what I was going to move to, I was a little bit worried. This is a new place for me. The only replies I got back were like, dude, do you like to hike and ride a bike? Just if you like that, then come on out. We don't care. Yeah. Like, oh my God, I belong here. It's wonderful. The kind of people you meet is just, there's nothing like it.
Where did you end up on that trip? How far east did you go?
Well, and on that first trip,
when did you decide, okay, it's time for me to start working my way back? There we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's getting serious now.
Balcones Texas whiskey. Only the best.
Breaking open whiskey.
Yeah. We're gonna enjoy it this evening.
Oh, someone's got some chest hair.
How did you get here?
Not me. I can't do the brown liquor.
Oh, I love it.
I did a shot with Adam Mock when he was on the
Nice.
podcast, and it was like fire all the way
Oh
down.
yeah, it's brutal.
Ooh.
This is for sipping. So you were asking me a question. What was it?
So how far east did you go? I guess that's DAP. How far east did you go, and what made you decide to turn around?
Well, I was planning a trip that I could achieve in 3 weeks. And so I went, Bisbee, Tucson, Durango, Winter Park, up to Sun Valley, Idaho, down through Reno, and then back to the house in San Jose. And it was a truncated loop. I would have loved to have done more, but you do what you can. And then a few years later, I started going on these bike tours with Seth of Seth's Bike Hacks fame, Burn Peak. And they were thrown by Red Wolf Bike Tours out in Brevard, North Carolina. Fantastic tour company. And I went on the first one and loved it and met a whole bunch of people, and I'm still in touch with all of them too. It's just
that's awesome.
best. And so the second time I did it, I drove out. And I drove from California to North Carolina. I should have just kept going to the Atlantic, but I didn't. And then I turned around and came back.
The distance.
Right. And it was amazing. It was incredible because that was, I think, a 4-week trip maybe. And on the way back, I stopped in Crested Butte, Colorado, and I got to ride with Chasing Epic, and I got to meet Brian Kennedy, BKXC, and I rode with him. And that's how I met Joe, Colorado Kid. And it was just a wonderful experience. That whole trip was just ridiculous. The whole time I'm going like, I don't deserve this. This is crazy. I've died and gone to mountain biking in Mecca.
Yeah. And with incredible content creators, mm-hmm. I mean, were you creating at that time or were you inspired?
I started making YouTube videos right after that first road trip at Trestle with Chet. And
geez, sorry,
neat.
My wife texted
Can I make myself echo?
Oh, my wife texted me and I went to go just check it, and there we were.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So, but creating,
yeah, and I just started recording rides and sticking them on YouTube. And if you go back and look at my early stuff, it's really garbage. But I'll watch it all because I'm like, I remember that. That was great.
Yeah, it's fun to look back on.
Exactly. And I got more serious about it when I realized that, and this is going to sound self-serving, but I make my videos for me
as well. You probably should.
So, and so I make things that I want to watch, and that's not necessarily things that everyone else wants to watch. So I don't have, 100,000 subscribers. I don't have, product offers. That's nice of you to say.
No,
but I make long form videos that are a lot of POV, behind the bars viewpoints. And that doesn't feed the algorithm on YouTube or, whatever. I don't care. I just want to put stuff on the internet that my grandkids are going to, or my great grandkids or whoever, are going to be able to look up and say like, granddad was crazy. Like, that's what I want.
And that's what I don't get. We're talking algorithms and stuff. And I do believe you should have more subscribers and stuff. And, but I find it interesting how your stuff is no different than some of the stuff. And I don't mean that in a bad way is that you've got great content.
Thank you.
But I don't even know how to frame the question is how do we get it to where the algorithm likes us? I mean, you have great POV. I've complimented you on some of your videos before. I don't get it. I guess I'm asking a question that can't be answered.
And I agree. And it's you're at the mercy of what the internet decides is important. Yeah. I had a long conversation with Eric Riding Dirty just about 2 weeks. I love him. About 2 weeks ago. And I was telling him, like, it's not that important to me, but I wonder why, people who see my videos like them, but it doesn't increase, my channel isn't taking off. And I don't necessarily expect it to or desire it to. That's not my end goal. But if it did, I'd be thrilled because I like making people happy.
Yeah.
And if people get happy watching my stuff, then sure, let's do that. But at the end of the day, he said, yeah, you got to cater to what they want instead of what you want. And I'm just not willing to do that.
Yeah.
So
I find that interesting I can watch somebody else's podcast that gets thousands of views.
Mm-hmm.
And then I sit back and go, well, I've got the Spokesman. I've got the segment. I've got, this person, that person, this person, that person. So you never know what it is. One day it'll take off. Who knows? We're both doing this as a hobby, and it's fun.
Totally. It's something that makes me happy. And if it makes others happy, then jump on board. We got room.
Yeah. Let's play.
Hey, Pimp. I do not adjust this. This is still set to the stock settings, and I'm able to conquer every trail on it, so I haven't had a need to change it. But I'm right now. Go ahead.
What kind of travel you got there?
It's a 160.
Whoa!
I think it's a 170 and back. Well, you got to come to Colorado because you're gonna need it.
Yeah, I do.
Like this thing eats meat for dinner.
So
it's brutal.
So here's the deal. You're in California. California is in your blood, and you decide to pack up.
Yeah.
What was that like for you? I mean, you've only known mostly that.
I love dogs.
Do you hear that?
Yeah, I totally hear that. It's awesome.
He is growling at his own toy.
I wish I had Aspen in here. She could jump up and give me love. That came out wrong.
Yeah, what was that like for you to be able to just release, upload, and move to Colorado? Was it a scary?
It was scary. It was a trippy experience because I've been in that same area for so long, and it's not that I haven't lived other places. I wasn't scared of moving. It was more to the point that this was the great unknown. But I had met a few people here. I had been back and forth a few times. But when we decided to move here, I had already had a townhome here that I bought that I was staying at part-time. I was coming out here as often as I could.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't foreign. It wasn't like.
And so, yeah. So we had a place to come to.
Oh, okay.
And it was furnished and stuff. Like we moved right in. It was really nice. But that's why I don't brew beer anymore. It's because like it was a townhome. Like we're like, okay, we have to really pare stuff down. I got rid of like 2/3 of my stuff when we moved here. Like it was hard to do.
Oh my God.
But yeah, it's crazy. But when we got out here, we had enough of a foothold, enough small roots that we felt comfortable enough that it really wasn't that bad.
Oh, okay. So it was. I didn't know if it was foreign to you, and you were just like, I really like this place. Let's go visit. But you had a place.
Yeah, I guess you could safely say that we moved here over the course of 2 years, and then we finally just made the jump.
It was a very.
It's a brawl.
This is a live podcast, ladies.
There's a rumble and Brighton tonight.
Break it. I will cut you both. I will not cut my dogs. I love my dogs more than anything.
No, dogs are awesome. I love them.
I don't want people on the Spotify going, he's going to cut his dogs. I'm not going to cut my dogs. I love them dearly.
Seth was here before we were both cool.
Yeah. Thanks, Seth.
When does that happen, Seth? Can you
could you
talk to people?
Could you talk to the algorithm for us?
Right.
Mr. and Mrs. Okay. Sorry, I keep doing this.
No, you do your thing.
Honey, if you could come home and take care of these little messes. This is Indiana. Say hi to Indiana.
Please say your other dog's name is Jones, please.
No, he's named after the street we moved on.
That tells me nothing.
We moved on a street name. It's Indiana Street. We named him as Indiana.
Oh, that dog's named after the street. What's the other dog's name?
Jackson.
Okay.
He's named after Jackson Hole, Wyoming. It's our favorite
Indiana
place
Jackson,
to go.
if you're nasty.
Oh, Joshua, he's late. It's too late. I'm about
late.
to wrap it up.
I'm sorry, Joshua.
Chicken Sandy, sorry. We're wrapping up here.
What time is it?
I'm already tired of this guy, Steve. Holy cow, MTB Tank, you bringing him on now.
Right on.
Look at this.
Hey, Tank. I just want to meet this guy because of his name. That's badass.
He was nice enough
200 millimeter travel, overshot a jump.
Send me.
Nice.
He's got the QR code.
Hey, Tank. Send me personal private message or whatever. I'll send you stickers, okay? Because I love decals. I'm an enthusiast for decals.
Yeah, I'm filling these things. I got to fill this backdrop up. So you move out there. Were you already a fan of the mountain biking out there?
Yeah. I mean, I had ridden here a few times, and I mean, before we moved, I'd ridden here a lot. Okay. And there's several major riding areas in the area, and they're all filled with really compelling trails. There's only one that's really filled with bad trails. That's Animas Mountain, and it hates people.
It eats people.
It's really just a bad place. A great hiking trail. How's that?
Okay, there you go. It's hiking.
Yeah, redeeming qualities. But honestly, I mean, from a mountain biker's perspective, it was a no-brainer. You know, and there are plenty of other great towns in Colorado to move to and to ride and to be just as happy as you are here. But Durango's special, and I've fallen in love with it.
What I like about your videos about with Durango and that we're talking about, there is already like this set community. He's okay. Who are we going for now?
We're doing the Breckenridge Buckeye, which is the Champions blend.
Oh, it's a Champions blend
for the Denver football team. I don't do sports.
It's a Champions blend, folks.
The Denver Broncos.
It's not.
That's right.
The third
I
place.
should know that.
It's not the third place blend. It's the winner.
Champions blend.
Champions blend.
For real drinkers.
No, that's where you get it. And I told you this before, is that voice of yours. My God. Have you done radio?
No, but I used to do a lot of voiceovers when I worked
really?
And a couple other tech firms. Yeah.
Oh, but folks, you hear that.
You hear that?
I told him I described it in the description below. It's like soft butter spread over warm banana bread. It is fantastic. Oh my God, just keep talking.
Okay, you're turning me on.
Okay, we're having a moment here, folks. You might want to walk away for a minute.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Thank
you're
you.
On Mountain Bike Q&A with Johnny.
We're giving out stickers now. We're getting.
I want stickers. I'm serious. PM me somehow and send me stickers because I will send you stickers, and I will put them on my bike rack.
Okay.
Go sports. I love that. See, that's totally me. I don't know anything about sports, and I joined the fantasy football league. I don't know anything about it.
This is how babies are made. No, my wife and I both have T-shirts that say "Go College and/or Professional Sports Team." She loves me because I don't have big sports thing. Anywho, so you move out there. Talk to me about the riding. Is it different than California or?
Well, yeah. I mean, California is amazing. California is filled with like terrific people that ride terrific bikes on terrific trails. And it's just like everywhere else in America, really. Think about it. But, Santa Cruz trails are very flowy. There's a little bit of rooty stuff. There's some rocks, but it's not rock heavy. And it's loamy and really soft and dark and a lot of hero dirt. I mean, it's an amazing place to ride. The Flow Trail is truly epic. Yeah. And if you ever want to come out with me to California, I will ride it with you. And Colorado has a lot of that, but really what Colorado, from my perspective, is known for is big, hardcore, rocky, aggressive single track. And I mean, you go up the hill and then when you come back down, you might lose a filling because you're just shaking the whole time. It's great. And that's why you need these crazy ass, like big travel bikes is because they have to own that stuff with you. You know, I bought a Santa Cruz Ripmo, which I love to death. And I rode that all around Santa Cruz. And then I came out here and started riding it in Colorado. And you know what? It rode great. And then I bought the Yeti and it rides maybe that much better. You know, and I will endorse both bikes. They're both great bikes, but this Yeti is built for just meaty trails that just they want to throw everything they have at you, and this thing can eat them up and give you the fun parts.
Yeah, those trails, I in your videos, first off, you're traveling like you said, 10,000 feet. That's with the Horse Gulch.
Horse Gulch goes up to 8, I think. But Mancus, which is just west of us, and Engineer Mountain to the north, they both go up to 10,000. And Missionary Ridge.
What's it take to climb something like that? That's foreign to me here in Miami.
It's hard. It's really hard.
And you hear the breathing.
Weekend, I did. Yeah. Oh, dude.
The lungs on
it's funny. One of my early videos, I think it's my first turkey ride video. I think I said, I really should have called my channel Mouth Breather. Because I hope you like listening to me breathe, because that's all you're going to hear.
No, it really, but there's a lot of work. But when you're riding down, it is all chunk. There is tons of.
It's more of a workout going down. You're earning your going down. I mean, you're holding on for dear life, and it's an acquired taste. Don't get me wrong, but
you're breaking up. Hey, come on, guys. You're breaking up, but it was funny. It was like you with your shot glass like this was on pause forever.
My son's probably getting.
Yeah, you're. Holy cow, folks! While he's fixing that, this is my dog Indiana. He's driving me completely nuts.
Get off the internet.
Get off the internet.
It's probably my son. I don't know.
We already Trail Pin wants to know what you're drinking. It's a Champion blend, folks.
Indeed.
But yeah, you're a little choppy. But hold on. This is what I love about live chatting. Got to get there you go. You look a little bit smoother now.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, no, we lost him, ladies and gentlemen. We lost the smooth sounds of Steve, Spokesman MTB.
My TV over here. But you know what?
Sounds all choppy. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it's gonna happen for us. He's gonna come back. He's gonna come back, and he's gonna come back strong. He's still a little bit choppy. Are you good? You feeling good about things? Yeah. What is that? Spokesman wants to know what you're drinking.
Fine.
What is that? What is he reading?
The camera. But yeah, it's a Breckenridge blend, and it's I have a lot of.
Oh, you're breaking up.
Shoot.
Ooh, you're breaking up still. We're losing you. He's in a garage, folks. A fantastic garage. Mountain Bike Rad Dad said, I did a 10,000-foot ride last year. It was about 7,800 feet elevation. That was interesting. No, see, we go out to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and we hike 10,000 feet, and I can't breathe. I don't know how you people do it. Get out of there. Stop it. We're having all kinds of craziness going on. Are you there? Hey, there we are. He's got his GoPro set up now. You can see all. Oh, look at that. Look.
That's a sexy guy right there.
Oh, he is breaking up big time. Oh, there you go. The Breckenridge bourbon whiskey blend of, there you go. Straight whiskey. It's a Champion blend, folks. It's Denver. It's a football team or something like that. And then he has a Texas single malt whiskey. More of a man than I am. I got to be honest with you. I can only do the clear stuff. Heavy breathing POV MTB. Fractured, you kill it down the trails. Come on, man. What are you talking about?
I want to meet Fractured. Am I smooth yet?
Almost. You're still a little choppy.
Yeah.
You're adorable, though. I mean, look at that face. See, there he goes. There he goes. I was gonna, He's coming back. Is he coming back? What's going on?
Sorry, guys.
Do we need to call Comcast?
At the mercy of the internet. Well, yeah, that's the thing is that that's I don't know how well you can hear me right now, but the price of the internet is not that great.
Oh, he's breaking up. Tank says
no, that's not good here.
Mountain bike cave, nice bike cave. I wanted to talk about that, but I wanted to get to some of the riding stuff out there in Colorado. And he's frozen again. Yeah. Talk to me, Steve.
What
you can
do? Oh man,
no, we're lost. We lost you. Poor Steve. He was such a nice guy when we had him. Internet is bad. So, hey, no problem, man. That's what's fun about live. I don't get to edit this later. I don't have to edit ever. Let's go to here. The fractured, right? Definitely fractured, because fractured said that. That's not a garage. That's a man cave. Chicken Sendies is like definitely that is that there. He has a video on his YouTube page. You guys have to go on over there. It is ridiculous. It is what everybody dreams of when they want to make the ultimate cave, whether you're a man or a woman. We're not gonna label things. It's 2023. Chunky as in his connection. Oh, that Seth, that was just harsh. That was harsh. The guy's working hard. He's trying. He's got his whiskey, I'll tell you that. Trail Pimp is always Trail Pimp, folks. Trail Pimp is gosh darn nice guy. We actually talked about you at Sky Park with Mark Hill and Joey Yates. They had nothing but great things to say to you.
Thank you.
Steve Beck.
Can you hear me? Are we okay?
Can you hear me now?
Whiskey for the win.
Whiskey for the. As soon as you started the whiskey, the internet went down.
Yeah, maybe it's me.
Yeah, his voice is actually coming out delayed now that he has whiskey. It's not the internet; it's just his voice.
Yeah, right.
Kind of hear you.
Sorry, I'm really sorry.
No, it's all good. This is the fun part about doing live,
right.
Ladies and gentlemen. Steve's having internet problems, but we get to look at his pretty face. He's got that. What was it? That Grey's Anatomy McDreamy scruff going on his face. He's got the.
I'm reading you loud and clear.
He's got the. We live in Colorado. I'm going to wear an extra layer, kind of flannel over the. Thanks for. For talking about you. Yeah, they speak. Joey Yates and Mark speak nothing but highly of you. Talk to me now, Steve. Can we hear you now, Steve?
Okay, so people are saying turn it off and back on again, but I don't know if I'll be able to reconnect. And so I'm scared.
Get over here. This will be fun for Spotify. Ladies and gentlemen, fast forward about 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. Sexy face, sexy voice, sexy drink, sexy bike cave.
Oh, yeah.
He's him. He's the Spokesman MTB.
There's only one of these.
Folks, I got to tell you though, while he's refreshing or doing whatever, hit the like button down here if you want. And if you're new to this channel, which I'm looking on the comment section, I don't think you're new, but if you are, hit the subscribe button. And then when you're done, go to his page and hit the like and subscribe. Subscribe like crazy. He puts out incredible content. You've heard his voice. He talks to you before he goes on the POV rides, and it's fantastic. I'm telling you, man, he's got something special going on there.
He's adorable.
He's like adorable. He's all see. Oh, well, look at you. Yeah, Spokesman subscribed to himself. He's too sexy for his internet, Josh. That's what I'm thinking. Now he's completely no, he's just staring.
I'm just not moving. I'm going to try and log out and log in.
Okay. I'm going to sit here and talk ridiculously for a while. It's all good. It's live, folks. This is what makes it fun. Hit like on everything. Go to Fractured Rider and hit like on everything. This Jarno is in Finland. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning for this kid. And the riding out where he rides is sick. I wonder if it's his mic. No, because his whole video thing was a little bit jittery. He has left the chat. If you're on Spotify listening now, Obviously, you've probably quit listening to Spotify because you don't want to listen to me anymore. My dogs are now finally being somewhat decent. This is where you need like a co-host. Have a good one, everyone. Love me some frags. Josh left. He said, I can't deal with this amateur hour anymore. That's what. Come on. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is Jackson. This is my guy. My big boy. He is a chill. Okay. He's coming back. He's coming back.
How are we
Is he
looking?
back?
Are we okay?
Holy cow, you're a little bit better.
Yeah? I don't know. I'm worried. I'm in.
Oh, you're so messed up.
I know. I don't know what the cause is. I really don't know what's causing it.
Yeah. But you're fantastic anyway. You make me happy.
Oh.
Are you okay? You feeling good about stuff? Aren't you a tech guy? See, no, I would be panicking. You're calm. I'd be panicking right now because I don't know anything about tech. Steve says he can hear us fine. Say something. You're just a little choppy.
Something.
How does your family like Durango? Were they in? I mean, I'm sure your kids were like, well, wait a minute.
Yeah, they love it. They love it. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me okay?
He's doing like this, and it's cute because it's like, I don't even know what he's doing. Oh man, he wants to. Oh, it's hurting my feelings. Oh God, my heart hurts. My heart hurts. I can't say goodbye, Steve.
Goodbye.
Oh wow.
Did that work?
It sounds. It's still choppy. Take another shot. Maybe that'll work.
Yeah, right.
So your kids like it out there. They love it. I mean,
They love it.
Ooh, it's bad. Do you want to call? Oh, he's gone. He's completely gone, folks. I apologize for this. It's technology. Things happen. Hold on. Add to him. He's gone. I was really enjoying this. This is so upsetting. Folks, if you are tuned in, we did have some technical problems. If you're on Spotify, I apologize. We did what we could. Hold on. Maybe Steve is texting me right now. This is funny. Oh, hold on, folks. Hold on. His computer just restarted itself. It was Bridgeport Mountain Bike. Oh, okay. No, he's good. He says, I'm really sorry about the technical difficulty. I wish it could have been a little bit. Folks, he apologizes. His computer is having some issues. Thank you guys so much for coming on. Hopefully we can pick this up another day. Wow. Never had this, but again, it is live and technology is what it is. So I want to thank everybody in the comment section. I hope you got some kind of enjoyment out of this. I appreciate this. Go on to his YouTube page. Give him a like. Give him a subscribe. He's got some great, fantastic content. Sorry, he's texting. And again, thank you. And go out and get your bike sturdy if you can. Thank you so much. Like and subscribe. Bye. Oh, man. Fractured Rod. Yes, this is live. Thank you, Finland. Chaos. Seth, thank you for all your support, brother. All right, guys. Good night. Thank you so much. And